All right, so Mr. D Marble, what you got for us today, D Marble? Remember, Morpheus, you can only use science in these videos. None of this horse shit bullshit that you have. Horse shit and bullshit. Figure that out.
Tonight, it's going to be cold enough that we might actually see some frost issues throughout the region. So folks in the orchard industry, even backyard gardeners, should take care of their plants. You can see scattered showers still showing up on the Pacific Northwest radar throughout the region. The heaviest and, of course, well to our...
Liberty Party? Liberty Party. Oh, it's playing off Liberty. You notice how everybody that has Liberty in it are usually dickheads?
North. Here in southern Oregon and northern California, we've got a bit of an unusual situation. Now, this first portion of the radar cycle, fairly bland and typical, but then you see these bands of very distinct cloud cover moving into the region. That is not rain, that is not snow, believe it or not. Military aircraft flying through the region, dropping chaff. Small bits of aluminum, sometimes it's made of plastic or even metallicized paper products, but it's used as an anti-radar issue, and obviously they're up there practicing. Now, they won't confirm that, but I was in the Marine Corps for many years, and I'll tell you right now, that's what it is.
Okay. Now, considering that this weatherman isn't actively on the mission because he wouldn't be able to talk about it. Sorry. I mean, he's not actively on the mission, but I mean, he's been in the Air Force or whatever the fuck he was in. So, I mean, I'm trying to get this phlegm out of my throat and it's not working. So I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that he isn't wrong. I mean, I think that it's very likely that he is right. But at the same time, chaff is not chemtrails. Chaff is, like he said, an anti-radar radar deterrent that to throw off heat-seeking missiles. And yeah, they are full of metallic bits and all that other stuff because you know what? Heat-seeking missiles go off of shit that reflect that kind of stuff, not whatever kind of chemicals you think are being put out by these planes. So no, this isn't evidence of chemtrails. This is just you pulling shit out of your ass.
50 in Medford right now.
Geoengineering or chemtrail spraying is becoming an everyday occurrence and more visible to the population every day.
Oh, radar-seeking missiles. Sorry, Mike. Radar-seeking missiles. So, the reason why we see more contrails in the sky is because air travel has gone up significantly, especially from the World War II days when contrails were first really observed and were a problem. So the fact that we have more travelers in the skies moving about fits the whole idea that we're seeing more contrails. So it doesn't mean that they're spraying. None of this means that they're spraying anything. He has legit no evidence to say that they are.
Any given day, you can go outside and observe commercial or military aircraft leaving persistent trails in the sky that dissipate and ultimately coat the sky. The official explanation for geoengineering include weather modification and the blocking of solar rays by dumping aluminum, barium, and strontium in the form of sulfates and oxides. The artificial clouds then absorb...
Whoa. Hold on. Sulfate... Did he legit just say that, like, the strontium and the other metals are created by other elements that are up there? Like, does he think that fusion happens in the atmosphere? I gotta listen to that again.
Include weather modification and the blocking of solar rays by dumping aluminum, barium, and strontium in the form of sulfates and oxides. The artificial...
So he legit thinks sulfates and oxides will produce aluminum in the atmosphere? What the fuck does he think happens in the atmosphere? And I like how he's letting us know what the water fucking cycle is. Like we don't already know. I mean, we know what it is, bud. But I like how you're trying to use science to legitimize your position.
Clouds then absorb these heavy metals, rain down, and subsequently contaminate the water supply.
There are no heavy metals being put into the atmosphere. The chaff is way too dense in order for it to stay up there for any certain amount of time. It's literally shot off before a radar guided missile comes close, and it because the radar guided missile will strike those instead of hitting the helicopter. So that's not what chemtrails are. And also, you don't get aluminum out of sulfate and oxidize whatever. I don't.
Let's listen for a minute.
For those that are asking, the D and D Marble stands for dipshit.
From former CIA Director John Brennan while he's briefing at a meeting of the Council on Foreign Relations, and from some other researchers concerning geoengineering.
Another example is the array of technologies, often referred to collectively as geoengineering, that potentially could help reverse the warming effects of global climate change. One that has gained my personal attention is stratospheric aerosol injection, or SAI, a method of seeding the stratosphere with particles that can help reflect the sun's heat in much the same way that volcanic eruptions do. An SAI program could limit global temperature increases, reducing some risks associated with higher temperatures and providing the world economy additional time to transition from fossil fuels. This process is also relatively inexpensive. The National Research Council estimates that a fully deployed SAI program would cost about $10 billion yearly.
Okay, so I noticed that Michelle, one of my moderators on there, said that no, it's the like aluminum sulfate kind of thing, like that's how they're putting the heavy metals in the atmosphere. But he's using this particular thing right here to say, oh, look, the CIA director is admitting that they're using chemtrails. And this is in no way true, because this particular program that he's talking about here is not actually like fielded or whatever. Like this is like a plan, at one certain plan to help divert or absorb some of the solar radiation that hits the earth to extend the like the time between effects of climate change due to the solar radiation, to the heating of the earth. And so basically, and I looked this up today, so I know my shit, okay? They don't use any heavy metals in that. Now, one of the possible things is titanium and diamonds, but that's like that's not even the main ones that they're looking at. But it's also not one of the neither of those are the elements that they talk about all the time when relating to chemtrails. So they use like gaseous sulfur oxide, sulfur oxide, but also sulfuric acid, and putting that in, which I know that might sound a little scary, but fuck me. Hold on. Okay. They're using chemicals that do not include these heavy metals. And the whole idea behind it is that you mimic what happens during a volcanic eruption. And these are already things that are found naturally in the environment when volcanic eruptions happened. So they're trying to mimic these natural occurrences of things that get thrown up in the air and deflect solar radiation. And we know this because it's happened in the past. And so this particular like program, if it were to get greenlit or what the fuck ever, would cost about $10 billion a year, but that's like about 20 times less what it would cost to cover, you know, the effects of climate change, basically. And so he's trying to use this right here of a program that's not fielded, that's still being like theorized and modeled and everything like that as to what effect it could have on helping us stave off climate change effects. And it's only like hydrogen sulfate and these other things that are naturally thrown up when volcanoes erupt. So this is not an admittance to chemtrails. This is very easily explained with a quick search on Google. It's not scary at all. They are considering a lot of different ideas about how to deflect solar radiation to help us combat climate change. These are a lot of ideas that are going around. There are some possible negative effects to it, and so you have to take those into consideration.
Other particulates, they know that this will have a reflective quality, that the particles will stay in the atmosphere for some period of time before they come back to Earth, and that this will reduce the amount of direct sunlight reaching the Earth. If we rely on the belief system that we believe this without factual proof, then we're in trouble because everyone is going to think that we're a nutcase, and that's what the astrobiologists at NASA say about.
Well, okay, so the point that's missing here is that this particular idea to deflect sunlight is not fielded. That's the important thing. It's not fielded yet. They are still doing tests and models and everything like that. Like, they're supposed to be modeling something next fucking year for this particular idea. So it's not been in any way, deployed. And I think that if it was deployed, we would know about it. But of course, these are conspiracy folk. They don't like to use actual, rational reasoning. They like whatever kind of fucked up thinking they have.
About people who believe in chemtrails. They say, well, we don't have any proof, we're nutcases. And therefore, our voices are marginalized and have been since the 1990s. Starting in 1996, the U.S. Air Force declared that chemtrails was a hoax. The EPA, all of our government agencies had declared that it was an internet hoax, a conspiracy theory.
Because it is. And nobody should think that chemtrails actually exist. They're contrails. They're formed when the exhaust particulates from planes they gather condensation from the air around them, and there are very specific conditions in which they appear. So no, they're not real. It's just contrails. There are different versions of contrails, but I get that that's probably a little too much for you.
And thus, since I can't define the word chemtrails as there's no definition legally except hoax.
There's no definition legally, honey. Did you know if you use a word and it has no legal definition, fuck it, you're going to jail. Yeah, I know. Chemtrails. Oh shit, when did the police get in here, honey? I don't know, I used a word that's illegal.
I declined to use this term because it would marginalize my voice and the voices of those using it.
Timothy Kenter, earbud warning. Chemtrails are used to make whiskey and clear phlegm. Oh shit, maybe I should be sucking on some chemtrails right now.
The one thing we know and can prove is that rocket programs and atmospheric releases from rockets from the military and NASA and other agencies are releasing particles and chemicals into the atmosphere which can have negative effects on us.
No, they're not. I mean, I know you don't want to say chemtrail, but that's what you're describing here. That's what you're talking about. And that's legit not anything that you can prove. They're not releasing these particulates that you think they're releasing in the air.
Some of the same that are said to be released by jets leaving persistent jet contrails.
Required to corporatize and control our weather. What we see in the sky on a regular basis, these long white trails that do not dissipate, they actually form artificial clouds and block the sun.
Well, yeah, I mean, they can be that way, depending on the, I want to say texture of the air, but it's like the conditions of the air with turbulence and how cold it is, how humid it is. It can definitely make pretty thick contrails that turn into clouds. There's nothing odd about this.
is an expressed goal of geoengineers.
Aerosols are discussed in these papers time and time again. So what are these aerosols? They talk about how they...
That's one of the concerns for that particular solution to solar radiation heating the Earth, is the fact of having to use aerosols to disperse them, because it creates a condition where you could deplete the ozone layer, or at least harm the ozone layer. So, you know, that's one particular thing that you have to be concerned with. You also have to be concerned with, like, the sky could get a little bit whiter is another thing. They're also worried about the chemicals that they put into the air to deflect the sunlight. Like, how is that going to affect the population below? So all of these things are on their minds, but that's also why it's not fielded fucking yet, and why they're still doing, like, simulations and shit.
We need to spray these metal particulates less than 2 microns in diameter into our upper atmosphere.
Hold on, foul. Party foul.
To shield us from radiation, and this is supposed to be good for us.
While watching a video that was recently published by the Strange Sky Project about
Azrael Mysterious. Hey, GE! Say, Slytherin rules! Love you and KC! Thank you, Azrael. I know, we got on it a little bit, but it'll just be a drunken Illuminati.
the firmament, wherein he showed some pretty compelling video of what appeared to be the firmament above the clouds while he was recording a time lapse.
I like how this right here says while recording a time lapse, because it says enhanced footage, but you can tell that it's been altered and edited. This is legit, but fucking the photos for the ISS are not legit. Thank you, honey, so much.
Do your stream.
I like how he's so willing. I like how he's so willing to accept this fucking shit video as proof of a firmament. Bullion. So, 2 micron metal particulates are going to affect anything but other plane engines. How? Magic. Is Zan there this weekend? No, Peachy Zan isn't here. I just had a stroke for a second. And
He spilled his beer everywhere.
I spilled my beer everywhere. Shill for
Everywhere.
Shill for science. This is for all your good work. Thank you, Shill. I'm gonna have a NASA hat soon, so I'll be a NASA shill, I guess. Although technically I can't be a shill because I curse. Fuck it.
You want me to save this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or it can be thrown away, actually.
I began to connect some dots in my mind, being that it was a typical chemtrail covered sky kind of day for me. I'll post a link in the description for the video.
Okay, so what I think he's showing us here is, like, behind the clouds there, it looks like there's a wall. And to be quite honest, it kind of looks like the person did a time lapse and then set their ultra key, which is like green screening, but they set it to blue and then they put a background behind it so that it looks like a ceiling or a wall. Dick Marble, are you really trying to just troll me with this one? I have no idea, because there's no way you actually think that this is untouched, like just enhanced, like time lapse footage. It's definitely altered. They've done an ultra key, and it's showing through the blue in the sky.
The flat earth cosmology matches with the biblical outline of creation and has led scores of people to the eventual acknowledgement of the Most High, the divine creator.
Oh God, cue the Bible shit. You know, the guy on the channel today said that Bible thumpers are the minority in the flat earth community. Then why is it that every fucking flat earther I find mentions the goddamn Bible or religion in some sense? Why is that? Maybe some of your cronies could actually put up some videos or something like that where they don't espouse the Bible. Because I actually find that to be the minority, actually.
Between the Bible and the Book of Enoch, there are hundreds of verses to substantiate that the earth is flat, stationary, and fixed on pillars. That the earth is the center of the universe, and that the celestial bodies revolve around us.
The Bible doesn't hold any truth. It is a made-up book. It's a book with made-up stories, with made-up information that does not actually relay accurate information about the past. There is no truth in the Bible, so I don't know why you're acting like this has truth.
Just as we perceive. Simultaneously, this goes directly against the Jesuit concoction of the heliocentric globe model of Earth, which is another reason why they lie.
It's another reason. See, I like this from the flat earther crowd because it's never, honey, it is never like that we're misinformed or something.
Oh,
we're
no?
lying.
Oh, okay.
We have to be lying, or we're just sheeple who just follow whatever we're told. Like, apparently that to them is what the actual situation is, when they cannot even fathom nor consider the idea that they are indeed wrong.
In my opinion. Let's highlight a couple of verses.
Oh, geez, please, let's continue with the fucking Bible bullshit. Can we do that? More Bible? Oh, yeah, more Bible? Good.
Isaiah 66:1. Thus saith the Most High, the heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. According to ancient Hebrew cosmology, the earth...
If the earth is God's stepstool, why don't we see God propping his feet up on the earth? Like, why don't we see giant fucking cankles, like, on the fucking dome? Like, in the sky. I mean, at night, we can see out to the stars and everything like that. Of course, to this guy, well, as you see right here, it's just a completely enclosed thing. So, I'm guessing that the God, like I guess the very top of the world is God's foot bath? Is that what that shit is? I really don't know. I would love to be able to see God's cankles so that we can measure exactly how big that fuck is.
Earth consists of land masses in the midst of level oceans, surrounded by the waters above and the waters below, also known as the Great Deep.
Okay, so now we're just a fucking water droplet in the middle of fucking nowhere? I mean, it has the Great Deep, but it's still fucking circular. It's just, now it's a sphere with a flat earth encased inside of it. So honestly, regardless, it looks like you're saying that it's a sphere. Like, whether you want to think about it like this or any other way, I mean, it comes back to being a sphere. I mean, do you guys not see this? Honey, am I wrong? Well, I mean, considering this is just a cutout of a 360-degree view, like a three-dimensional view, this would indeed be a sphere. It's just the Earth is inside it. This is, yes, somebody, Sephirin in the comments, this is literally a ball of water now. That's what this is, a ball of water with a hollow center, and it doesn't make sense at all.
God's throne is situated above the firmament. Exodus 24:10.
Okay.
And they saw the God of Israel, and there was under his feet, as it were, a paved work of a sapphire stone, and as it were the body of heaven in his clearness. From this verse, let's take a look at the color of sapphire. It is a deep blue color that matches the same color scheme as what scientists have called sky stone. Let's take a look.
No, scientists have not called it sky stone. Fucking ancient aliens conspiracy theorists have called it sky stone. No scientist has actually called it a sky stone.
Local Fuller chief was said to have given it to Pitoni. a blue stone with mysterious white lines upon its surface.
All right, they just mentioned Ptolemy. Ptolемy's a crank. He once thought he found a giant statue of a woman that talked to him. So, please, I guess fuck me, because I don't trust the guy who talks to giant fucking statues of women like he's an incel.
After returning to Europe, Pitoni took the stone to the Institute of Natural Sciences of Geneva and then University La Sapienza in Rome for further
I doubt any of that happened.
analysis. To his surprise, tests revealed that it was not a turquoise, or indeed anything that could officially be identified.
It was identified as fucking concrete. Legit, I've spent time looking this up, and for one thing, there's no legitimate sources out there that are like, oh, here's a study of the sky stone, and we don't know what the fuck it is. Like, there's no official studies about it or anything like that. You know what it is? It has the same composition as goddamn concrete or stucco, which is a variant of concrete. And concrete, it uses oxygen as like a binding element, and so it makes sense that it's just concrete that was painted blue. So I don't understand why this is being brought up.
Furthermore, the blue stone didn't correspond to any known mineral.
Yeah, Furry Skeptic, I would love to like pick up one of these big giant ass sky stones, throw it at that fucking ancient aliens guy's head, be like, the sky is falling, the sky is falling, knock him upside the head. Then he'll probably want to try to sell it for $150,000 because God threw a rock at him.
But the most intriguing thing is its color. Researchers
Blue meth isn't a mineral. No, it's not.
still do not understand how the stone has acquired or retained its color. This even though several universities
How it got its color and retained it, it was painted recently. Paint isn't going to wear away after a few weeks. There you go.
universities and laboratories have analyzed the artifact at great length. It seems its color remains a mystery. Mysteriously, at the University of Utrecht, the stone underwent several tests with use of strong acids, but none of the acids could affect the stone.
I doubt that claim completely. Like I said, didn't find a single article out there on Google, and I know my Google foo. I can find shit. Didn't find anything but conspiracy theorist websites, conspiracy theorist video, and that Kurt Van Donegan guy from Ancient Aliens.
It was even heated to over 3,000 degrees Celsius, yet its composition wasn't altered.
I sincerely doubt that claim. They never have any kind of evidence to actually support this shit, or any kind of actual like report, like a lab report or something. I mean, I don't know what you get. Peachy might know, but I sincerely doubt that any of this was done, or if any of this is valid test methods in which to determine, what the thing is. My guess, is that you would have to, to figure out what exactly it is, they would probably take a small piece of it and do something similar to radiocarbon dating on it. Being that they burn it up and they use a mass, oh fuck, I can't remember what it's called right off the top of my head, damn it. They put it in a machine that can directly measure how much of each element is in it.
When a small piece of the stone was pulverized and viewed under the microscope, it curiously lost its color. Now known as the sky...
Oh, sorry, Eric Von Daniken, not Kurt Vonnegut. Sorry. Mass spectrometer. I got half of it right, guys. I got half of it right. Fuck yeah.
Stone. According to analysis, an amazing 77.17% of the stone is somehow made of pure oxygen. The remaining percentage was divided between carbon, calcium, and another unknown element.
No, actually, it wasn't unknown. I mean, none of it was unknown. Okay, none of it at all. Caitlin Chloe, beard cleaning fee $15 plus $1.99. Luckily, I bought her dinner.
When researchers crushed a piece of the sky rock, and mixed it with acetone, hexane and methylene, and then enhanced the extractions with ultrasound, they were eventually able to locate an organic compound that is currently unknown to science.
It's not unknown, it's fucking paint. Like that in the research that I did for the Skystone, it was like the biological compound on this thing was paint. That's all it was. It was paint.
Dated at 55,000 years old, just what is the Skystone? How could it possibly be made mostly of oxygen?
Oxygen is the main binding element for concrete, which is what it was made of. All of the elements, even the ones that you're not willing to put in there because it would prove you wrong, are elements of like a man-created stone like concrete.
Is this stone a past remnant left by a once advanced civilization? Or maybe its origins are not even local to Earth?
A lot of people are pointing out the whole ultrasound thing. Yeah, I have no fucking clue as to why they would use an ultrasound or anything like that. I don't know what that's supposed to tell. Like, I don't know if they think the rock's pregnant or something, but holy shit, they're just throwing out words to make it seem legit.
Amazing.
A mysterious stone made from 77% oxygen, also composed of an element unknown to science whose origins may not even be local to Earth.
That is not what it is. I like how he just blindly accepts these things. It's like somebody's like, well, you know, I had laboratory tests done on it, and this right here is actually God's ballsack. That's what it is. We don't know what it's made of, but we can definitely tell that it's God's ballsack. The motherfucker in this video would believe it. He'd be like, oh shit, you ran lab tests on it? Oh, you splashed some acid on it? Could you do an ultrasound? Then I'll believe you.
Now, let's connect some dots. As previously stated, an effect of the spraying of chemtrails is the coating of the sky. This may perhaps be done purposefully so we can't see the true color of the sky.
Oh my god, the color of the sky at that point in time was fucking blue because of Rayleigh scattering in the upper atmosphere because of the angle in which the light hits the sky. It shows the blue spectrum of it. That's why when the sun goes down you see the orange spectrum, because it's that part of the spectrum that the Rayleigh scattering is affecting. So no, the true color of the sky is it has no fucking color. There is no color to the sky. The real color of the sky is what you fucking see at night, which is no color at all. It's translucent because that's how atmosphere works.
You see,
goddamn. You know, I am more pissed off right now than I was on that video that I put out today. That's amazing to me.
On the clearest day, we don't really get to see the true color of the sky because of the constant haze created by the spraying.
You just had a cloudy day. I don't know why you gotta pile shit on like that.
As you may know, I fly quite often. This gives me the opportunity to see the sky from above the haze.
Above the haze, or aka fucking clouds. I like how he says that he goes up in airplanes all the time and he can see, like even now, you'd have to like look really hard and measure, but I mean, you could perceive a slight curve to it. Now, with as high as he probably is, you still have trouble seeing the curve, but I mean, come on, man. This is ridiculous.
This is a video that I took recently while flying over the Atlantic Ocean. First, you'll notice the flat horizon. But while observing the horizon, you'll see that there seems to be a clear point of elevation where the clouds, whether natural or artificial, do not pass.
Yeah, that's called the horizon. That's how horizons work. It's the imaginary line of where the sky meets whatever is below you, typically the ground. When you're in a plane, it's clouds. So, yeah, it's the horizon, bro. If the clouds weren't there, you would be able to see the ground, I guess. I mean, that's the next thing that's lowest, unless you got a lower set of clouds.
We are now flying above the haze. Now, look when I pan up to the sky. You'll notice that the sky itself bears a striking resemblance to the element known as skystone.
Okay, then how do you explain night as well as sunset and sunrise? Because it's not blue when that shit happens. At sunrise, it's got that orangey tint just like when the sun sets. So, I mean, either this particular rock, when inserted into the correct hole in the sky, changes throughout the day. So, I mean, I'm sure that he would point to a fucking chameleon and be like, it's possible. Look at that shit right there. That's crazy. And then it'd be like, oh, okay, so now we got a fucking chameleon dome, do we? We got fucking chameleon dome with God's cankle sitting on the top of the fucking spherical snow globe in which we are in the very middle of, while down in Sheol, the devil laughs and shoves pineapples up people's asses.
This is the true color of the sky. I conclude that in addition to weather modification, blocking of solar rays, poison.
You're in totally different positions. It's different times of day. I mean, of course, it's going to seem a little bit different. I mean, you can't honestly think that you're down there and you're looking up, and then you get on a plane that's in a totally different area at a totally different time, and you're expecting those two things to be exactly the same? Fuck is wrong with you? Oh, you're a flat earther. That's right.
The air and the water supply. Another purpose for chemtrail spraying is to hide from us the true color of the sky. Seriously, at this point, how easy would it be for anyone to whip out their smartphone, pull up a picture of the sky stone, explain what it is, and point to the sky? But from the ground, we can't.
Terrence Wood, my dog has the Faithless Forum at Gmail email account. It's yours if you want it. Faithleys Forum? Well, yeah, we have at Faithless Forum stuff, so I appreciate that, Terrence. I'm sorry that you spent $10 to tell me that.
See the sky for what it really is because the constant haze from the chemtrail spraying. Think about it.
Well, I mean, I am thinking about it, but
You've
it
been
doesn't actually
deceived
prove
about where
anything.
you will live your entire existence.
Oh, fuck. I hate this particular thing. I'm FE offensive, spread truth, expose lies, demand answers. You know what's weird? I demanded answers all day this morning, but I didn't get a fucking one. D-Marble, contact at dmarble.info. Well, let me just fucking wait a second. Well, I'll do it later because it's having to pull up, and for some reason, inbox is having a little conniption fit. Let's see. Okay, so I guess Terrence. Terrence, if you want to email me again, which I remember you emailing me a while back, if you want to email me, I guess I could take it over. Casey said it might be a good idea, so yeah, we'll have to talk to the board and everything and see what we want to do with it. I guess, yeah, that's a better idea. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, honey. Thank you, Terrence. So all in all, his basic evidence for this is some clips that don't support his chemtrail idea. He misrepresents what chemtrails or contrails are. Sorry, he misrepresents what contrails are, and states things that are not fuck. They're not fuck, but they might be fuck. They're just not fuck. Shit. All you guys hear is just shit flickering on and off in the fucking background. There we go. All right. So and then he uses this sky stone in order to prove that the Earth has a dome over it, which it is still spherical. It's just now there's a dome and we're inside of it and it's flat inside. This was not convincing at all, but what I do hope to do is get D-Marble on like camera where we talk, maybe a live stream next week or something like that. I don't know. We'll see if we can get D-Marble on so I can actually talk to him about some of these things, especially from